Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be interpreting some of you guys' dreams. So make sure that you guys stay around. Alright, so the first one says, and this is from the comment section of the channel. The first one says, I saw snakes, but they were stone, and still I believe, I couldn't make out the last part honestly, but it says, and still I believe that was good as they can't move. I believe that's what they were trying to say. So I'm reminded of in Genesis when Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. God led Lot and his wife to be free. They were told not to look back, and Lot's wife did look back and she turned into a pillar of salt. There's nothing really in the Bible where something is turned into stone. We do see that in like movies when things were like cursed, they were turned into stone. And also I remember about when the serpent was cursed and cast out of the garden. That was in Genesis 3 and 14. God cursed the serpent for deceiving Eve. And that reminds me of this as well, because a serpent can be looked at as a snake. God cursed that serpent. When God cursed it, it was only allowed to slither. So you can read it for yourself. That is Genesis 3 and 14. Then we talk about Lot's wife. That's in Genesis 19 and 26. So hopefully that was able to help you out. So yeah, you know, the snake isn't good, but it was cast down, right? Something bad happened to it for however it was. So yeah, I'm not sure what that might be referring to you, what it may represent for you in your life. But yeah, those are some examples that you can refer to. I had a dream, I had a boy, and then I woke up, canceled it if it was not from God. Then the next night in my dream, I had two kids. The same boy from the night before, and then a girl I don't know. So you saw a girl that you never saw before in the dream. The dream felt like it was a good dream. Babies and children, they often represent honestly an assignment on your life. It can represent ministry, something that God's entrusting you with, or an assignment on your life. It could be part of, I won't say journey, but it could be an assignment on your life that God's calling you to, or you helping somebody else in their ministry. If you're if it's not necessarily your own kids, it could be showing that God wants you to help out in ministry. But if it is your kids, then this is something that God's entrusting you with, something that you are held accountable for. Yeah, that's just something that you're called to, right? It can often be ministry. It could also be like another calling in life, like your career. Hopefully that was able to help you. Hopefully you'll figure out what that is that God's entrusting you with, what he's calling you to during this time. Hopefully that was able to help you. All right, so the last one for today, it says, I dreamt I went into a bathroom that wasn't mine, or that I think it said that wasn't mine. This person cut off as well too. When you guys send in any messages or comments, please make sure that you double check them to make sure everything is written out correctly, so that I won't make any we won't have any errors. It says, I dreamt I went into a bathroom. I'm just leave it at that because I don't know. It cut off. My bowl was being remodeled and the focus was on the toilet, and I asked who changed this toilet because they had rust around the chrome parts of the toilet. So this person was in a bathroom, or went to a bathroom, and also there was a boat mentioned and it was being remodeled, and then they noticed things about the toilet. I don't know if the toilet was on the boat, but parts that are supposed to be nice, like the chrome part, we know like chrome, it's like a nice accent piece, right? That part, it was rusty, so that's not good. So it means that something's not being upkept. It could be used as a vehicle. We're going to get into what I was just thinking about. And also toilets are used for deliverance. Vehicles and dreams biblically can represent ministry. And if you think about it, you could refer back to Peter. I think that was Peter. Simon Peter, he was a fisher, and he was on the boat fishing for fish, and it was time where he wasn't able to catch any fish. And when he met Jesus, him and his brother met Jesus, eventually Jesus helped them to be able to catch the fish. And that's what they were called to be, fishers of men. That's something that I thought about. I know you didn't mention any fish, but I did think about that as well when I read your dream. But it's a vehicle as well too, and vehicles often represent ministry because it's getting you from one place to the other. It could also represent your life's journey as well because it's taking you from one place to another. And it could also represent ministry as well. And just like you saw Simon Peter and his brother, when they were fishermen on the boat, that was the vehicle that they were in. And that was their calling even beforehand, you know, for their career wise, that was their calling. And also it became their calling in ministry as well. And also your boat was being remodeled, so yeah, that can represent that you may be going through certain changes in life right now, or certain changes with maybe God wants he wants to do something new in your career or ministry because it was being remodeled. Remodeling it represents an upgrade, right? So something new is going to happen. It may have to do with whatever type of ministry you may be in, or anything that you're called to that's going to be remodeled. And you want to do the right thing according to when it comes to the bathroom and that toilet. The toilet wasn't how it should be, but you were trying to, like, you and other people were trying to like fix it, and you especially, at least how you described it to me, you were really trying to put that toilet right back in place how it should be. So that's a good sign as well. You're being very cautious about things and you want things to be right, it seems. And you know, rust is not good. It means that something's not being upkept how it should be kept. You know, it means something is decaying, it's old, it's a little dirty, and needs upkeep, and it's cleaning, it needs to be looked at more often. So hopefully this was able to help you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this helped you in any way, make sure that you leave a like, please. And feel free to leave a comment down below, a respectful comment, please. And I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.